Hey everybody, welcome to Tough Bumps, episode 14. My name. That's the second time in a week I stumbled over my name. My name is Matt Connerton, and
You
with me, of
sure
course,
about that?
I know it could be Connington, it could be Conarton, could be Cornington, could be anything really. Depends who you ask,
Ratso?
right? What's Ratso? Could be Ratso, Matzo, Ratso, Fatso, something. Yeah. And of course, joining me all the way from the great state of Iowa, Eric Pilcher is here. Hello, Eric.
Hello, Matt.
Or you have variations of your name too, like Eric Pincher.
Yeah,
I've heard you called that.
I've been accused of having certain appendages in my mouth,
Sure, sure.
that unless he has video from my party days in college where I didn't recall, I don't that's not I've never done that.
Okay.
So, I'll clear that up.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So, in our main event this week, we're going to be talking about AEW, but we have a few things in the undercard. Oh, before we go any further, too, I have just a brief announcement. I don't know. You might know this already, Eric. I don't know. I don't know if you've spoken with Charles. Oh, I see Rocky is making a cameo. Rocky the dog.
Yes.
Beautiful dog. This coming Saturday, August 23rd, Charles Richardson, of course, host of the Charles Richardson Show, will be making an appearance on Matt Connerton Unleashed, the version that we do on Saturday mornings on WMNH. He's going to come on and talk about
Okay.
wrestling. So you're welcome to join us if you want to. I don't know if that works with your schedule at all, but if you'd like to.
Let's stay tuned.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's stay tuned. That'll give you time to run it by Charles as well. So,
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure he wouldn't mind at all. But no, it'd be cool. Like I said, if you want to, there's no pressure. If it works with your schedule and you'd like to join us, you're welcome to. But yeah, Charles is going to come on. I know he's not a fan of AEW, so it'll be interesting to hear what he has to say.
Charles and I might agree with more than what we think then.
Right. Yeah, that may very well be the case. But yeah, so a quick announcement there. But so that'll be the main event this week is some AEW discussion. But in the undercard, so what are we going to talk about first? Naomi?
Yeah. Yeah.
Naomi was conspicuous by her absence recently on she was pulled. She seemed to be pulled at the last minute, right? On Monday
Yeah.
Night Raw last week.
Yes, and without explanation backstage.
Right. Yeah, they didn't really explain it much at all.
No.
I think the first time I heard anything during the show was about it was when I think there was a moment with the Judgment Day. Uh, Dom or somebody made a reference to, "Hey, did you hear the news about Naomi or something?" And then that was kind of it. And it was like, "Wow, what's the news?" So
Right.
that was odd. But now you said so. There's still no explanation.
No.
But you said you have a theory?
Well, there's a rumor, and the rumor is that she's pregnant,
Okay.
and she is married to Jimmy Uso.
Yeah.
So if that is the case, congratulations to both of them.
Yes.
Not this is going to sound bad, and I don't want it to, but it's going to.
Okay.
That's the risk of women's athletes.
Oh, sure.
Is that they can is that they carry children,
Yes.
and you can try various forms of contraceptive, and if they don't work, or you
Would
simply
it be fair to say, Eric, in terms of contraception, would it be fair to say that Naomi should have proceeded with caution?
that was awful, Matt.
I had to do it. I mean,
I
it was right there.
yeah,
I had to do it.
totally agree with you.
Thank you.
Nonetheless, bad pun.
Mm.
I Jimmy Uso maybe should have not yeeted.
Yes.
No
Yes.
yeet.
No yeet. Yeah.
So but yeah, it's unfortunate. Again, I don't want to say unfortunate. Career wise, a bet. It's not the best time for this to happen for her. She
Right.
was, fu- I mean, I think it looks like she was going to get a lengthy run and a deserved lengthy run.
Yeah.
Um, but again, having a child is a blessing. And, and again, hopefully she sees it that way. I have no reason to believe she wouldn't.
Right.
And if it is that, tomorrow, Monday night on Raw, we're going to learn more.
Yeah. So has that been announced that she is in fact
Yes,
making an announcement?
she is making an announcement on Raw,
Okay.
and it's already been said that she's making an announcement, and it will be in regards to the future of the women's title.
Okay. So there's definitely something up.
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
So whatever that may be
But
is up in the air. It is heavily rumored and speculated that it's pregnancy.
I remember we saw something like that happen. It was actually during the pandemic when Becky Lynch she was champion, right? She was women's champion, and she had to give up the title because she was pregnant.
Yeah, I mean, and again, Becky Lynch has come back, and uh, it's up to the woman, honestly, in these cases. I mean, some women decide they just love motherhood
Hmm.
and take that time to step away. And more power to them. I'm going to assume that Naomi has taken care of her money. She's been at this for over a decade in WWE. This isn't as if this isn't as if she just got I mean, she just got her run at the top, but this isn't as if she's a Johnny come lately, so to speak.
Right. She's had a long, successful career already. I know she's in her late 30s now. She's already been, yeah, but you're right, though, in terms of timing. I mean, after winning the money in the bank and then cashing that in successfully, and now she's the champion. And I'm really enjoying her as a heel. I think she's a great heel. I think she's very entertaining. So, yeah, the timing is a bummer.
The
Um,
timing is because you bring up a good point. Her being a very good heel, coming back from childbirth, if it is pregnancy again, we don't know. It's rumor and speculation. If it is childbirth, she's going to be a face. I mean, you're not going to come back from birth and people boo you.
oh, I don't know. Depends on how they bring her back. I don't know about that.
I don't think you can. Again, the wrestling fans have mystified me before,
Yeah.
so
You can be a you can
maybe
be
I'll
a
be
heel and have a
mystified.
baby. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Well,
Oh yeah,
we'll know for
well
sure tomorrow night.
I wouldn't know. I think biologically I can't I can't have a baby and
Right.
then you know
Right.
y- yeah, something about wrong plumbing, biology, science, but
Yeah.
science is fake news.
Well, to a lot of people it is.
Yes.
Fun fact about me, I actually was born with fallopian tubes. A lot of people don't know that about me.
Oh, well, Hank Hill was born with a narrow urethra.
There you go. That can
I
happen.
mean, wonders of the world.
Mhm. Mhm. All right.
This one's gotten way off the rails here.
Well, yes, and I ended up revealing something about myself. Shall we move on to Karrion Cross?
Yes, absolutely. Let's get this back on track here.
Yes. So, did you watch Karrion Cross his interview with Ariel Helwani?
I'm going to share a secret here.
Okay.
Not as big
Not
as
as big,
yours, or as
not as big as mine, right? Yeah.
yeah. I'm not going to top that in this episode.
Sure.
I might not top that ever,
Right.
honestly.
Yes. Yes.
Um, I hate Ariel Hawani.
Do you?
Oh yes, and look, here's the thing. Here's the
Oh,
reason
that's
why
right. I remember now. This is coming back to me. Yes.
why I dislike the man
Yes.
You spoiled the surprise for UFC 200.
Yeah.
You you spoiled it. And then you went on air and cried when you lost your press credentials.
Hmm.
No, you should have lost your press credentials. Again, the chain of timing in that has always been a bit iffy. And for those that don't know, basically the big reveal for UFC 200 was Brock Lesnar's coming back.
Hmm.
The day they were going to do the reveal, which was another UFC pay-per-view, Ariel Helwani, the afternoon of the pay-per-view, drops the bombshell on Twitter, now known as X, that Brock Lesnar is returning, expected to be revealed tonight.
What was it? I'm remembering this a little bit differently, but I'll defer to you if I have this wrong. Because you
I could have it wrong as well because
I
it was
I didn't think it was
many
that
years ago.
afternoon. I thought it was during the event, but it was right before it was happening. It was just a few minutes before it was happening, thus ruining the
I
surprise.
I don't know, but
Okay.
basically Dana White revoked Ariel Helwani's press credentials, which
Yeah.
for those of you that don't know, in journalism, if you lose your press credentials and like it would be like a political beat writer losing their White House press room credentials like Jim Acosta.
Yeah.
It's it's a career killer. Um but Dana, in my opinion, rightfully so, was like, you could have cost us millions with this.
Yeah.
And him and Ariel had to that point had a contentious at best relationship. Now it's eventually like a few days later his press credentials were given back, but it's been very contentious with him and Dana ever since. To the point that I think Ariel is very anti UFC just because he's anti Dana White, which for me as a journalist, that's wrong. Like on this show, we discuss pro wrestling. For us to have a bias is okay to a degree, but
Hmm.
Ariel Helwani's is just disgusting. During the pandemic, he bashed Dana for Fight Island and everything else. And it's like, well, no, this man's trying to return a sense of normalcy, and he's actually taking major precautions to ensure the safety of his athletes.
Yeah. I thought the whole Fight Island thing was a little weird myself, but I don't want to get, that's a whole other sidetrack. But
But yeah, it's like Dana White can do no right.
mm,
And I guarantee you this White House card that is coming July 4th, 2026.
yeah.
Oh, I'm intrigued now. The chuckle.
You know how I don't want to bring politics into this show if I can help it, but you know how I just generally feel about. Hey,
I
I'm in a weird place now because Kiss is being inducted by you know who into the Kennedy Center. Kiss is my favorite band. I'm thrilled for them, but then it's like, oh my god, like how am I supposed to feel about this under these circumstances? It's crazy, right? So I don't know. I guess it's
I
impossible to avoid politics.
I
But
love the idea of a UFC fight card at the White House.
do
I
you
think it's
really?
amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, I look, as someone that's loved the sport,
Yeah.
to remember back when senators were putting it on its deathbed,
Oh
you know,
yeah. John
the
McCain was very anti
late
UFC.
John McCain,
Yeah.
um, to now we're talking about having a card at the White House.
Yeah.
Like, this is amazing. I'm all for it as
Hmm.
long as the right security measures are taken.
Sure. All right.
Um, yes,
But
but
you hate Ariel Helwani is your
I
broader
like
point.
I'm a journalist. I
Yeah.
have a degree in journalism. As a journalist, he acted like an idiot.
Okay.
Crying on air about losing his credentials. I'm not going away. I'm going to fight. No, you're crying like a bitch. That ain't fighting. You fucked up. Own it. You knew what you were doing is wrong. You knew you knew that you were going to piss off Dana White. And if you didn't know, you're a jack dick moron to begin with. And you
Okay.
already knew you had a bad relationship with Dana. So
Yeah.
why rock the boat and
Yeah.
play the victim card? I have had press credentials for 3 UFC events, 3 actual UFC events.
Yeah.
In all 3 of them, I've actually talked to Dana personally, albeit for 5 to 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
One of the nicest guys ever.
Okay.
The UFC is great to the press. Like, keep in mind, one time I wrote for a community college newspaper. The other 2 times I wrote for a magazine called Taekwondo Times. That was a regional quarterly regional magazine publication out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I was treated as if I was Kevin Iole from Yahoo Sports all 3 times.
Yeah.
Like, by the fighters, by Dana, by Jennifer Wink, who at the time was their media coordinator. So they run it's first class the whole way.
Yeah.
In their requirements, it is listed that you may learn some information that we do not really want released to the public until a certain time.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that did not change.
Right.
So Ariel Helwani was in violation of that. When you accept your credentials, you are told a violation of Zuffa's rules could lead to revocation of press credentials.
Okay.
So he knew. And knowing that you don't have the best relationship with Dana White, again, why do it? Just, he's a dumbass, and people love him, and more power to him. I did love his interview with CM Punk. He
Oh
did
yeah.
after he returned. There are interviews I like of him, but
Yeah.
I think sometimes he's a clout chaser,
Okay. Okay.
and there it is.
All right. So does that mean you did not watch his interview with Karrion
Of
Kross?
a 10-minute answer to a 2-minute question. Yeah, no, I did not. I
Okay.
read the highlights.
Oh, okay. It was very good. It was very good. But the thing I've always said about Karrion Kross, I remember saying this to you once, is any kind of interview I've ever seen him in, like he just comes across, no pun intended, really well. Like he's very intelligent and well spoken, very articulate, and just seems like a really good guy. And so and he comes across that way too in the interview with Ariel Helwani. Now, did you watch the documentary that's on YouTube? Killer Part 2 / My Contract Ended Today. Did you watch that?
I did not.
Also very
Mainly
good. I recommend it.
I it's on my list.
Okay. Jenny and I watched it. We really enjoyed it.
The thing that, man, I'm torn on this
Mm,
again because it's a tough thing to say.
okay.
I My understanding is the crux in all of this, the breakdown, if you will, is that they offered Karrion Kross, but not Scarlett.
Yeah.
Um,
She's a key part of the act.
and look, I get why he rejected that.
Yeah.
She is a key part of the act. They are married in real life. That is his
Yes.
wife.
Yeah.
And I people have told me about Scarlett, and she is as beautiful as she is. She's a nicer person. Like, you can't, like just, she's a doll, and just so nice, so giving, even when she was on the indies. Like, for there are promotions that she's done free shots for.
Yeah.
while she was with TNA.
That doesn't surprise me because she comes across very well in the documentary. You know, obviously it focuses more on Karrion Kross, but in the documentary, she comes across as a really nice. They both do.
Also,
They come across as both really nice,
I
genuine people.
believe Karrion Kross's book has just been released as well.
Yes, and number one on the sports listing of the New York Times Online or something, or Amazon or something. Apparently doing
Um,
very well. Doing very well.
Now, in Life is Fighting by Kevin Robert Kieser, WWE superstar Karrion Kross.
Yeah. And I haven't
Um,
and apparently the book ends with, because this book was a long time in the making, it actually ends with him coming back, his previous return to WWE in 2022, I think.
yes.
Yeah. And that's where the book ends.
It is called Life is Fighting.
Yeah.
So yeah, and look, Karrion Kross is a guy that he did it the hard way. He came up through the indies.
Mhm.
He didn't go I mean, he went through NXT, but he didn't have an in.
Right.
I mean, he did a couple Ring of Honor shows. Because WWE has traditionally poached Ring of Honor. If you don't believe me, Seth Rollins, CM Punk,
Yeah.
Sami Zayn,
Lots of people, yeah.
Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes. I mean, you don't have the American Nightmare if it isn't for Cody Rhodes's Ring of Honor NJPW run.
Mhm.
Because then you don't have the subject of this week's episode, AEW. The
Right.
point is that I think Kross by WWE management was always viewed as an outsider, not as someone that they groomed
Mhm.
or they created. And the problem with WWE is they have, I think their backstage people and the guys at the top have a heavy sense of tribalism, whether they intend to or not. That if we did not create you, you're going to have a tougher road unless you just blow us away.
Mm.
And I think that that's what happened to Kross. The fans got behind him after that promo. My understanding is Hunter was not happy with the promo.
Yeah, that's covered in the yeah, he talks about that in the Ariel Helwani interview, that, you know, because he actually, the way he explains it, and I think they touch on this in the documentary too. The way he explains it is after the promo, because that was all planned with writers, just Hunter wasn't in on it. So after the promo, he told everybody, he said, "Okay, by the way, let's just make sure everybody internally in the company knows that that was a work, and that I'm not really upset, and that I love being here, and, you know, let's make sure everyone knows that," because he was concerned. And then it turned out, he found out later that Triple H, in fact, was not aware, and that he was bothered by it.
Yeah, well, yeah, and that's not on Kross.
No, no.
That's but he's going to take the heat for it. And if that's a part of Scarlett not getting a deal, shame on Hunter. Shame on Hunter. Because Hunter, I remember a time where you were a part of a work. It wasn't a work, but you were a part of something that was seen as detrimental to the business.
Hmm.
And because you were the only guy that could be punished for it,
Yep.
you were.
Right.
Because the curtain call, you're not
Yep.
going to punish Kevin Nash. You're not going to punish Scott Hall. They're out the door. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
you could fine them, take money out of their last payout, I suppose. Sean's the champion. Who you going to punish?
Right.
And he had to, his own words, eat shit and like it.
Yep.
And he lost winning the 96 King of the Ring.
Yep.
That went to Stone Cold Steve Austin. He won it a year later in 97, but his career was set back by that
Hmm.
because he was on the fast track. He had he was an Intercontinental Champion. He had Mr. Perfect as his manager. I mean, it was uppity up for Hunter Hearst Helmsley before
Mhm.
that happened. And
Yeah.
so that just reeks of hypocrisy. If you're if you're going to sit there and try to punish Cross for something like that when you have long carried this chip on your shoulder for you having to take the brunt of the curtain call,
Yeah.
then what the hell, man?
Yeah, it's just all very strange because you know, in the waning days of Cross's contract, you know, his you know, the book comes out and you know, he's doing these book signings. There's a lot of that in the documentary, and I guess his merch numbers went way, way up, and people were, you know, people wanted to see more Karrion Cross, and you know, and apparently they did offer him a deal, but like you said, they didn't offer it to Scarlett, and Cross was questioning the money, and you know, how did you get to this number? Let's continue this dialogue, and he explains in the Ariel Helwani interview that he was offered, you know, he was offered a deal, a new deal, did not include Scarlett. And when he asked, well, how did we arrive at this number? I'd like to see some analytics because, you know, he knows, you know, his he's selling a lot of merch. He was told he had to accept the offer within 24 hours or it would be rescinded. He wanted to continue the conversation. And
Hey,
24 hours passed and the offer was rescinded and that was it.
well, and also, here's the other thing is he didn't have direct conversation with
Right.
Hunter.
Right.
It was a go-between.
Yeah, a rep that was appointed by the company to handle the negotiation
And
is what he said.
in regards to your merch, I'm looking at Pro Wrestling Tees right now. 2 of the top 3 sellers of the week. Number 1 is Killer Cross's new shirt, Good Soldier. Number 3 is Scarlett Bordeaux's Hex Appeal t-shirt.
Good. Good. I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to hear that. That's good for them.
What's in between? A signed limited edition deathmatch print drawn by Rob Schomburg, signed by Mick Foley.
Okay. Um, so in the end, I mean, they're gonna be fine. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they land in AEW, right? Or
Well,
something.
AEW hasn't called.
Well, that came up too during the interview with Ariel
But
Helwani.
I think a lot of people, a lot of organizations think it's a work.
Exactly. And
And when
that's what Karrion Cross said. Yep.
I mean, and and this is the drawback when creative wants to work the sheets
Hmm.
constantly. They
Yeah.
did it with the Seth injury. They've done it many times. They did it with CM Punk's return. When
Yeah.
you do that, you can hurt your talent.
Hmm.
And that's what's happening with Cross. Also, he's asking for an astronomical appearance fee.
Yeah. Apparently.
Um, yeah, rumor.
That can be dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, look, if there is, and let's keep in mind that TNA Wrestling probably is off the table because of their partnership with WWE. That more we hear may not be a partnership; they may be a secondary developmental
Hmm. Yeah.
because WWE is doing some really underhanded stuff with TNA in regards to our subject this week, AEW.
Yeah.
So TNA might not be an option for him.
Right.
I mean, I think for him, I would love to see him in New Japan.
Hmm. Yeah.
I think him in New Japan would be amazing. He goes and works shows, and I guarantee you he would get an AEW deal.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Also too, you know, the hopefully whatever happens for him, you know, I think we're all rooting for him. And
Yes.
I hope good things happen quickly because the other factor in this, and you know, this isn't as much of a factor as it would have been at one time, certainly, but he is 40. So it's not like he's a young guy he's not a 25-year-old dude who, had his big break and it didn't work out. So now he's got to go hit the indies for a while and then he'll eventually get back to WWE. We don't know, at his age. I mean, he's in incredible shape. I'm sure he's got another decade in him, but we don't know. So I hope whatever does happen for him, not only do I hope it's positive, but I hope it's relatively quick.
Yeah, just one of the genuine good guys, and Scarlett, as I said, genuine good women or good persons in this business.
Yeah.
Look, I, I, I felt the writing was on the wall with the way, the SummerSlam match went.
Yeah.
Because let's be real, Sami Zayn won in a quasi squash.
People keep calling it a squash. I don't think it was quite a squash.
I said quasi.
Quasi. Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was a
it
squash.
wasn't necessarily endearing.
But you weren't, but you weren't gonna have it wasn't gonna be a 5-star Meltzer match either. Because one thing about Karrion Kross, I will say, again, I say this gently because I like him very much. His ring work isn't great. Like I can't imagine
No.
him going like you don't hear a "This is awesome" chant during a Karrion Kross match.
Right.
He's okay.
He isn't gonna give you a 40-minute clinic with Will
Right.
Ospreay.
Right.
But
Yeah.
wrestling needs those guys.
Right.
That
Absolutely.
and what he does, what he can do, he does very well.
Right. I agree.
But I mean, I agree. He's a throwback big man.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
and I think that's also a detriment to him with WWE because WWE is going more towards this traditional work style, this shoot Japan style in some cases.
Mhm.
And that comes with the guys that they brought in. Again, Rollins, Zayn, Punk, that came up through Ring of Honor in the Indies. And that's what you work. You work snug, you work tight. You want it to look like a shoe.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I hope the best for him.
Yeah.
I'm very shocked Tony Khan has not made the call. Cause I think, there is so many opportunities there
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
in AEW for him. I
Yeah.
mean, one, you mentioned being 40, reduced schedule for AEW.
True. Yep.
I mean, even if you just had him on Ring of Honor
Mm-hmm.
for a while and built him up,
Yeah.
that could work. There
Yeah.
are so many things you can do with a guy like Karrion Kross and a girl like Scarlett.
Yeah.
Those two, you can do so
Absolutely.
much.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we hope for good things. Shall we move on to our next item on the undercard?
The final item
The final item on the
of
undercard,
the
you mean?
undercard, yeah.
Yes, yes. The WWE. This is that didn't fit as well as I thought. This is a little bit old news, but because the news cycle moves so fast now, even not only in just news generally, but in professional wrestling, of course. But yes, WWE's deal with ESPN. So this starts in when? Sometime in 2026, right?
With WrestleMania 2026 is when
Okay.
the deal will officially begin.
So PLEs, premium live events, once upon a time known as pay-per-views, although they're starting to feel more like well, no, not really, but they will be available on ESPN's streaming service, I guess.
The service ESPN offers is
Yeah.
$29.99 a month, and you get access to live streams for all of ESPN's channels
Okay.
and ESPN Plus,
Okay.
which includes online only events.
Okay. Now, there's a lot of people are angry because this is expensive, and
$29.99 a month.
if you're someone like Jenny and I, we don't have ESPN. We don't want it. We don't want to spend another $30 a month to see these events. So the position that we're in, we're some of an example of people who are not happy about this. Granted, I assume like you'll be able to get where are the PLEs going to be internationally? Will they be on Netflix or do you know?
Netflix.
So what'll end up happening is we'll get a VPN for $10 a month. And because, you know, the whole point of having a VPN, at least in a situation like this, is they can't tell where you're accessing the content from. So we can spend $10 a month for a VPN that lets us access Netflix and doesn't matter where we're watching from and get these events that way.
Yeah, yeah. Couple things here.
Yes.
Um, I'm speaking. I didn't discuss this with you. Um, I'm anti-piracy.
Yeah. Me too.
Very
I don't think
much.
it's piracy what I'm talking about, but if you
No,
do,
no. I'm saying in general because
yeah,
I've
yeah.
seen that on a lot of
I
on
think
a lot of
I even said that in our Tough Bumps group chat, which I was sort of
yeah.
kidding. I was sort of kidding,
No, and I
but
get it. I get the knee-jerk reaction on it. Don't get me
yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
But even when the UFC pay-per-views were $89.99 a month, I
Holy
didn't
shit.
pirate them.
Were they that much?
Yes.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
They were that much? Holy
Yes.
shit. Wow. That's
Um,
crazy.
Even when they were that much, I didn't pirate them. If
Yeah.
there was a fight I wanted to see, I would see if some buddies were getting it and throw in on it and, you know, whatever. I mean, call me weird. I don't see the appeal in it.
But
Um, I I mean, because eventually it takes money away from the competitors.
can you define, because the word piracy in this case might mean different
I'm
things to different
saying
people.
going to a website that offers the stream for free.
Okay. Now, what about going to a website that offers, because for example, so some of the AEW, if there's an AEW match that I want to see that's on a pay-per-view,
That
that inevitably ends up on a website called
oh,
tokivideo.com.
I mean, if it's after the event, fine.
Okay.
Like, I don't have an issue with that because the
Yeah.
event has already happened.
Yeah.
My issue is as the event is happening live, people have paid for the event, you are stealing it.
Right.
And it doesn't affect using UFC as example, Dana White, it affects the union workers that are there, that
Hmm.
do the electrical, that do the production, that do all of that. It affects their pay and
Hmm.
eventually the competitors because they get bonuses based on pay-per-view numbers
Hmm.
or pay-per-view buys.
Yeah.
And if you're not paying the and you know your buddy, you have 10 buddies who aren't paying, that's 10 less people that count against that number.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just kind of like, look, you can read the live round by round on ESPN, MMA Junkie, MMA News, Sherdog. There are ways out there. Like, and then you know, seeing that deal, I'm a sports fan. I have YouTube TV. So if you have a participating cable provider, you
Hmm.
get the ESPN service for free.
Yeah.
So you don't pay the $29.99 a month.
Right.
Um, so so yeah, you really just and I think back to a time when Matt, you and I would have to pay $19.99 to $39.99
Oh yeah.
for a WWE event every month, or wait 4 to 5 months for the Coliseum video release.
Right.
So it's not that bad, people. Really isn't. I I had people, I know buddies that ordered it every month.
Yeah.
I mean, and we would all chip in on it. Then
Yeah.
when I was an adult, I would buy the WWF pay-per-views and the TNA pay-per-views every month.
Yeah. I
Imagine how expensive that got.
part of the problem though, and where I think the fan backlash comes from is we've been conditioned over the past several years that we don't have to spend an exorbitant amount of money for these things. And now it's like,
I think it's and I want to piggyback on that statement. I think it's
yeah.
a straw that broke the camel's back type deal. Ticket prices are astronomical.
Hmm.
Merchandise prices are astronomical. Um it's like, where's the break for the fans?
Right.
Where's the financial break? Wrestling used to be a family endeavor. Now it's like a major sporting event where if you want to take your family to a PLE, you almost have to take out a second mortgage.
Yeah.
I on my bucket list, WrestleMania was on it. I probably ain't gonna happen.
Um, I was looking at VPN prices anyway. Yeah, but that's yeah. So that's what's now. Do you think that's piracy? Because I don't.
I
We pay for Netflix.
I I I look, I use VPNs.
Yeah.
Um I use it for video game purposes, gaming purposes. I've never tried it for streaming.
Why do you?
I
Why do you? I'm curious, and I'm not a gamer, so forgive my ignorance. Why do you use a VPN for gaming?
because some games have bonus content that's only available in international releases.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. Yeah.
I don't use it for cheating online purposes.
Yeah.
I use it because, like, if there's DLC that's only available in on the European version, then I want to trick my console or my ROG ally into thinking I'm in Europe.
Right. Right. Okay. Um. Anything to add on that subject, or should we get to the? I know you're
I
excited to
just
talk about AEW. Sorry.
Oh
Go ahead.
yeah.
Did you have
Yeah.
something else?
I just think I get the outcry. I
Yeah.
get why people are upset.
Yeah.
I'm just I'm not there. I'm
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
at that level of pissed offness.
Yeah, but you're also a sports fan, right? So for you, like for someone who doesn't give a shit about sports, no one who doesn't care about sports wants to be told they got to shell out $30 a month for ESPN just to watch this one thing when they probably don't care about anything else that's going on ESPN.
I
You know what
mean,
I mean?
if you're a wrestling fan though, and I'm going to counter that. If you're a wrestling fan, a majority of wrestling fans have one of those live TV cable services because you almost have to if you want to keep tabs on AEW, if you want to watch SmackDown, if your antenna doesn't pick up the CW and you want to watch NXT, if you want to watch TNA, if you want to
Yeah.
watch all of it, you almost have to have a YouTube TV, Hulu Live, DirecTV stream.
Well, NXT, so you can watch NXT for free on unless this has changed because we haven't watched it really recently, but CW on their website, they were showing NXT for free. Totally for
Right,
free.
right. But I'm saying in general, if
Yeah.
you want to watch all pro wrestling,
And
you almost
SmackDown, do you want to know how Jenny and I watch SmackDown? Because we don't have a cable service provider. But so Friday nights we can't watch it live anyway because Friday nights I'm on the radio on at
right.
WMNH. So what we do
They
is,
put it on the next day on Hulu.
well, no, not anymore unless they started that again. They were like a month behind on Hulu at one point. No, where we've been watching it is on Daily Motion. Dailymotion.com. There's people who just post the show there. So we watch it on Saturday after the radio show. We come home and watch SmackDown via dailymotion.com. And by the way, for anyone who doesn't know what Daily Motion is, it's kind of like YouTube. It's like a version they tried to compete with YouTube for the past, I don't know, however many years. But yeah, it's just dailymotion.com. That's how we watch SmackDown.
Okay, well,
But we wouldn't be able to watch it live. Like, even if I were home on a Friday night, we wouldn't be able to watch it live. You're right.
but that's what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
and that's I mean, a majority. I used to work before I started at my current job. I was at a cable company, Mediacom, and a lot of people, sports and pro wrestling are the reason they still have cable.
Yeah.
Those are the two saving things. And this ESPN app, it could very well kill terrestrial cable.
Nah, who knows? I mean,
Uh,
we've been predicting the death of terrestrial cable for a long time
uh,
now.
uh,
Somehow it
they,
keeps thriving.
this might be the Jack Kevorkian.
Yeah, I don't know.
This, no, I'm. A lot of people say. Sorry, I had to adjust my computer screen there.
Yeah.
A lot of people say that I have it just because of sports. Well,
Yeah.
now, oh boy,
Mm. Well, we shall see. All right. Well, should we get to the main event?
yeah.
The main event, our discussion about AEW, and we've talked about AEW before. Um, what was it that we were talking about before with AEW?
CM Punk.
Oh, that's right. Right. And it's also come up because of our Cody Rhodes conversation. But yeah, there it is.
I had such high hopes for AEW.
Well, I mean, they seem to have rebounded somewhat. Their ratings, I think, have been creeping back up. And they just did, I mean, to do All In Texas, that was pretty successful. So they do have they've had some good days, some good numbers. I mean, the show that they did in Wembley, of course, it was ill-fated in some ways because of CM Punk. But I think
They'll
AEW to
fuck
me,
it up.
what? Oh, yeah.
They'll
But
fuck it up. Don't
I think
worry. Give them time.
I think AEW is a net positive because it gives these wrestlers more, like we were just talking about Karrion Kross potentially ending up there.
The,
It gives wrestlers more places to work. It's
one
competition. Hmm?
one of the worst things that happened to AEW is Vince McMahon's sex scandal.
Yeah. Oh, 100% agreed. Yes.
Because what happened is AEW was promoting themselves as this monumental shift in pro
Mhm.
wrestling.
Yeah, they were going to
And
give
they
us what we
were.
wanted. Yeah. Yeah.
And then Vince McMahon's sex scandal hit.
Yep.
And what ended up happening is you now have guys in charge that are tuned into the fans and
Mhm.
listen to the fans and give a damn what the fans think.
Yep.
And and then it comes down when you have two products that are the same. What it like really close. Now what it comes down to is business acumen, execution, and just overall ability to put yourself above the competitor.
Yeah.
And AEW is Wile E. Coyote and WWE is the Roadrunner. WWE, from a business standpoint, is always one step ahead of Tony Khan.
Oh yeah, well, I would say more than one step. I mean, AEW is a Goliath, and Tony Khan is AEW is a challenger brand, as we say.
But no, what I'm saying is Tony Khan just hasn't figured out how to take on WWE. Like look, what he does is WWE does counter programming to his major events with Saturday night's main event. And
Mhm.
okay, Tony, Saturday night's main event is locked in to a specific time slot. You could go to the venue and be like, hey, how about we start an hour earlier?
Hmm.
They can't do that because Saturday night's main event is on network television.
Right.
You can with enough notice. That would be one way. Or you can sit there and say, okay, what we're going to do is we are going to give you the first hour of our event for free.
So my thought about all that is, yeah, you can do all that, but I think the single best thing that Tony Khan should have been doing all along is not worry so much about competing with WWE and not getting into the strategies of trying to compete and all that goes with that, but instead just find somebody who can book your shows like the
Well,
way Triple H books WWE. Because if the product is strong, and people are invested, then that gets you got to worry about the other shit a hell of a lot less if you're putting on consistent, compelling television week
Matt,
after
you
week.
talk about consistent, compelling television and having backstage people. He rejected Bret Hart for a producer role.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Jake rejected Jake the Snake Roberts in a producer role.
Well, I can
Two
that
of the
yeah. You don't
no,
want to depend
stop.
on him though.
Yes, no, you can depend on Jake now.
Maybe. I don't know.
Two of the greatest minds for
Yeah.
this business.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, we'd want you as an on-screen manager.
Yeah.
No, that is the dumbest damn thing I have ever heard. What are you doing?
But yeah, but you know, because like you said, when Vince was suddenly out, because when Vince was in charge of creative, obviously, I mean, I told you, I went years without even sitting through a full episode of Raw or SmackDown. I didn't even want to bother with it anymore. I was so bored with it. So then Vince goes and Triple H is in, and I knew right then what was going to happen because I had been watching NXT. Because when Triple H was running NXT and I first started watching NXT, I was like, oh, holy shit, this is what it should be. Long-term logical storytelling with fully developed characters. Oh my God, here's wrestling I can actually enjoy. And that's what AEW was supposed to be. And I think it kind of was in the beginning, but then once Vince was out and Triple H was taking over created on the big shows, I was like, this is, yeah, you're right. I agree with you. That is the worst thing that could have happened to AEW. And Tony Khan, he should have found somebody who could get in there and really, or a team of people, because I guess this might be something he and Vince have in common. In fact, is it sounds like Tony Khan wants to be in control of everything. And he's like, but he's got a lot to do, not only AEW, but he's got the Jacksonville Jaguars and whatever else. He needs to delegate some of the creative, right?
No. Pump brakes. He doesn't have the Jaguars. He is a corporate analyst for the Jaguars. His father has the Jacksonville Jaguars.
No, I know, but I don't mean he literally owns the team or anything. But I just mean, but that's one of his
I
responsibilities.
wanted to make that abundantly clear.
Oh, sure, yeah. But he's got a lot on his plate. The point being, and yet he seems to want to be in control of creative, just like Vince always wanted to be in control of creative.
I'm going to disagree with you to an extent.
Okay.
Tony Khan is a mark. Tony Khan is a fanboy. Tony Khan is what happens when you give a spastic kid WWE 2K26 and say, and give him the power to book his pro wrestling organization. That's what Tony Khan is. And that's what Tony Khan is always going to be. Now, I've seen people compare Tony Khan to Paul Heyman.
Really?
The difference is if you gave Tony Khan Paul Heyman's mind and gave Paul Heyman Tony Khan's money, ECW would have won the Monday Night Wars.
Sure.
Without a doubt. Hands down. ECW I can't say they would have won, but WWE would not have bought them for pennies on the dollar.
Mm, right.
They would not have gotten the Dudley Boys. They would not have gotten Taz. They would not. Mike Awesome wouldn't have left at ECW. Rob
Yeah.
Van Dam wouldn't be making sporadic appearances because he's owed money.
Right.
So there are many things that you can sit here and point to why AEW struggles. And believe me, we're going to touch on some of them. The
But
biggest reason AEW struggles is you cannot run an organization as a fan. You have to run it as a businessman. And you have to have an understanding of how the business of professional wrestling works, not just how I think it should work. No, how you think it should work doesn't make it successful.
Mhm.
Tony is a glorified fanboy.
Mm.
So that's the problem with AEW. In every hot idea he thinks he has, I would say 70% of the time blows up in his face.
Some things have worked out well. I think probably not many. I don't watch it enough to. I don't watch AEW enough to know for sure.
I
But
mean, let's talk about
Christian Cage has been a success in my view. I like the whole patriarchy.
But how much is it? How much of that is Christian Cage, though?
Right.
Too? Like, we have heard from so many people talking about AEW how the wrestlers basically book themselves.
Yeah. Justin Michaels, by the way, in the chat says not to backtrack, but he's a pretty loyal follower of the show. So I do want to read this. He says Kevin Killer Cross and the Smoke Show should go back to TNA Wrestling and be like he was on the podcast.
Replace TNA Wrestling with our subject for today, AEW. And that's a very good point. TNA Wrestling isn't going to work for him because of the WWE partnership.
Yeah.
I don't think, I mean, if that were an option, WWE would have done it.
Yeah.
Like, that would make that wouldn't make sense to me. I would love to see him in TNA. I think that's what WWE should have done. Because in TNA, he's a star.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In WWE, he's a big fish with a lot of bigger fishes. So he gets lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
Because you can only serve so many masters.
I think now, obviously, we've been critical of AEW. I also think, though, WWE, I don't know that they necessarily need to go out of their way to, because they do a lot of, they try to counter program, and we'll talk about the TNA, the thing that they're doing with TNA. Speaking of TNA in a minute, but I think that it might make more sense for WWE to be, look, they don't have to worry about AEW being a threat to their business, but I do think that having AEW present, first of all, a high tide raises all ships. I think, and we've talked about that before, how in wrestling, you need to have competitive forces. Everybody does better when there's competitive forces involved. I also think WWE should maybe just kind of let, unofficially, obviously, I don't think they're ever going to have a direct working relationship with AEW, but kind of let AEW be a little bit of an unofficial sort of developmental territory, right? Because WWE is so far ahead on a business level, they don't have to worry about AEW. But yeah, so let somebody, if WWE releases somebody and they go to AWA, and maybe they go to AWA and they build themselves up, and and then when their contract is up there, you grab them right back, Just let who cares if people go
Here's
to AEW? Because if you remember when AEW first launched, WWE, they kind of went into this panic mode in the very beginning. You remember this when they were trying to lock down all these contracts and these 5-year deals with everybody, even people they ended up not even using. It was kind of weird. It was even NXT, they like tried to sign like everybody just so AEW couldn't get them. And I thought that was a mistake at the time. And, let these people get over in AEW. So what? And then you just grab them and offer them a better deal when they become available.
Well, but here, there's a problem with that. One, I agree with you. But the problem with that logic is that AEW's media rights deal, Warner Brother Discovery isn't going to just let AEW kind of do that. They're going to want stars with the amount of money they're paying.
Yeah.
So they're not going to want, oh, let's let them go. Let's let them do this. No. They're going to want to lock top talent in.
Oh, of course. Which is good for the talent because that's where the big money deals come from. Yeah.
But I also think a drawback to AEW is their EVPs. And you cannot have a say in overall booking as an active talent.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot, because your greed will come into play.
Well, it's a conflict of interest.
Yeah, you're going to get your buddies over, you're going to get yourself over, and screw everyone else.
Right. Yeah, of course.
And that, I think, that's something that really has hurt AEW. While the Bucks, Cody and Kenny, didn't necessarily put themselves over, it happened organically within AEW. There are guys that did get pushes that you can argue shouldn't have.
Mm-hmm.
And at a detriment of others. MJF, notably. That's the other thing is AEW misuses a lot of the talent they have.
Mm-hmm.
MJF should be your top guy.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
And people are like, well, he is. No, MJF should be the guy that every pay-per-view or PLE or whatever the hell you want to call him is either the co-main event or the main event.
I agree with you.
That guy is a generational talent in this business. And the way he has been booked is dog shit. Dog shit.
I think at times it's been good from what I've seen, but at other times it is not. And it's like, what are they doing? They're just wasting him.
Yeah, like it's a shit. When he was up to leave AEW, I was torn on it because I'm like, there's a lot of me that was like, go. Go.
I bet he feels that way now.
Go.
At this point. Yeah.
But then there was some of me that I was like, if he goes, what's that do to AEW?
Mm-hmm.
That could be a death blow. Because who do you have? Darby Allin, who takes time off to climb fucking mountains?
Well,
I mean, aging guys that are holding back people like Chris Jericho. I don't want to see 50-year-plus-year-old Chris Jericho wearing a banana hammock on air every week.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too is because you mentioned time off. So the other weird thing that has gone on, and I don't know why Tony Khan does this, but he puts people on the bench and continues to pay them, but doesn't use them.
They're guaranteed contracts.
No, I know.
They
I
have no downside guarantee in AEW.
yeah,
So
but
because their merch is not controlled by AEW.
right, it's Pro Wrestling Tees. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's another business flaw.
Well,
I
yeah.
mean, and people will point and say, well, WWE, their merchandise is done by Fanatics. Okay, who are you going to trust to give you in-depth numbers? Pro Wrestling Tees or a global titan in the sports apparel business, Fanatics?
Well, not only that, but if you go, so just as an example, and this demonstrates what you're saying, if you go to WWE.com to buy something, you're buying it from WWE.com. If you go
No,
to,
not anymore. You
oh, has
have
that
to go to
changed?
you have to go to when you click shop, it takes you to WWE shop, which when you go to WWE shop, it says on the webpage a Fanatics experience.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yep.
Okay. I
It
haven't,
is 100% Fanatics,
I did not realize
which
that.
is good for WWE because all they have to do is design the apparel
Right.
and Fanatics handles the rest. AEW has on demand printing. And that's the other thing. You go to an AEW show, the merch there is just so minimal because they use an on demand print shop for their apparel.
Right.
And it's like, well, you have this program on TNT. You're on net primetime network cable, but you're having a mom and pop joint run your merchandise.
Yeah. That's very strange to me.
Like, I get it. Pro Wrestling Tees, probably one of the seeds that led to AEW with the popularity of the Bullet Club shirt. Bullet Club gets over like Rover, back up the Brinks truck, print money. But yeah, I get it. But at the end of the day, that a mom and pop joint is only going to hold you back
Mm.
in that essence. When people go to a live show, they go to see their favorite wrestlers live, but secondary to that, they go to buy merchandise.
It's exactly like the concert business that way.
Yeah,
It's the same thing. Without merch, you're dead in the water. You have to have merch.
and like they have like Austin went to their Saturday night show. They had it
Oh,
here in Cedar
Collision.
Rapids, Iowa.
Yeah.
Collision, yes. Thank you. And he said they had like I think he said 10 different t-shirts.
That's it?
That is it.
Wow.
And like
Weak.
like they didn't even have a Swerve Strickland shirt.
Wow.
Again, one of your top guys.
Mhm.
What are you doing with him right now?
Yeah.
Oh, he's in a storyline with the EVPs. Oh, okay. EVPs want to be in the mix. So work with Swerve.
Mm.
Okay. I mean, and one of their buddies is the world champ right now. Hangman Adam Page.
Right.
A guy that he's good in the ring,
He is.
but does anyone look at Hangman Adam Page and say, "By God, that's the guy"?
I think his promos are a little weak. At least the last I saw.
His promos are just the same regurgitated crap.
Yeah, he's not.
Crazy cowboy. I mean, it's a syndrome with a lot of wrestlers these days where they get to the top and they just coast. And Hangman Adam Page has been coasting for years in AEW.
Yeah.
Because it used to be Hangman Adam Page would wow you in the ring.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And now it's just like, okay, wow, Hangman's wrestling. Okay, I've seen this match 50 times already.
Yeah.
It's kind of bad that Logan Paul does the buckshot lariat better than Adam Page does now.
Well, Logan Paul does a lot of things better than almost anybody. It's pretty amazing. But yeah, I don't
But that's my point, is there are so many moments in booking where people act like you just did. Yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
So booking pro wrestling is not hard. Listen to the fans. Put the guys that are top guys at the top. Wash, rinse, repeat, print money. That's
Right.
the pro wrestling business. Tony Khan in his dipshit EVPs, the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, have somehow desecrated this idea to the point where it's like rocket science, where it's a dissertation on war and peace to get your masters.
Mm.
And it's not.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, and I don't watch AEW consistently anyway, so I don't know. I mean, they've got a lot of very talented people there. I'll tell you. I mean, Will Ospreay. My God, I'll watch any Will Ospreay match. Swerve
I mean,
Strickland, you
they
mentioned, is
do.
incredible. What's that?
They do. The
Yeah.
problem is that you don't have wrestling minds or enough of them to be like, Tony, you spastic little bastard. Listen, this is not working.
Yeah.
Oh, well, our ratings and our clicks, and Tony, the fans don't give a shit about that.
Long-term storytelling is the key.
They don't care. They want to see the top guys at the top. They want to see Swerve Strickland versus MJF.
Right.
They
Have,
want to see
have we ever seen that? Have they ever been in the ring
no,
together?
not
Oh, I'd like to see
once
that.
or twice,
Oh,
but
okay.
not a long-term feud, that
Oh,
whole
okay.
long-term storytelling thing.
Because I'd like to see that. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I mean that I think is really the key. I really do.
And don't give if you're going to have guys at the top or near the top, don't give them 3 months off to go climb a fucking mountain.
Yeah.
What the fuck could you even fathom? Not just Vincent Kennedy McMahon, but Paul Triple H Levesque giving talent time off to go climb Mount Everest?
No, not really.
I, I, you want to see how Triple H would respond to that? Go watch how he treated the Tough Enough kids back in 2000.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Shawn? Go to Shawn Michaels and be like, hey, Shawn, I know you're putting me near the top of this NXT card. I really appreciate it, but by God, I want to climb a fucking mountain.
Yeah. So we should talk about, because we referred to it a couple of times, we should talk about WWE wants, because they have this partnership with TNA, which I like. I think it's a good thing for everybody. And again, to me, it's a matter of a high tide raises all ships. I think it's TNA is doing actually much better these days. They seem to really have their shit together. So I like the whole thing. I think it's good for everybody. But WWE, they want to, and I don't know if there's an update on this, and I don't know if anyone has said this publicly or if this is all conjecture, but they want to get TNA into a situation where they're in primetime cable directly competing with AEW and use TNA to hurt AEW, which again, I think is, I don't think they should be trying to hurt AEW. I think they should leave them alone, let them be an
Well,
unofficial developmental, but that's just my opinion. But I think this is an interesting dynamic, what's happening right now.
I think it comes down to fighting for talent.
Mm-hmm.
That's what all this boils down to. And WWE has been trying to hurt AEW from the very beginning. They're just doing things. The things they did before were covert, like the WWE ID, where there would be wrestling schools and independent promotions tied to WWE.
I forgot all about that. I forgot all about that. That was even a thing.
Because that's where AEW was getting a lot of their talent, is the
Yeah.
indie scene. Now you have that in their major indie promotions. So, with that, sorry, I had to cough. With that, you're taking away some of the breeding ground, so to speak, for AEW. Uh,
Right.
Now you're saying, okay, we're not going to put our programming against you. We're going to try to get TNA against you, which is more of an equal playing ground. Because now what you're doing is, said this earlier. You're forcing the fans to vote to choose on an even playing field.
Yeah.
Because AEW is more even with TNA than they are far away from WWE.
Right.
So I think the talent, if used correctly with AEW, would win out.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's really, really the key thing. I think MJF, Swerve Strickland, Will Ospreay, um, if they can ever get him healthy and back working, Jay White, same with Adam
Mm.
Cole. Um, I think those guys, you need to be your pillars. And I mean, and their women's division is the drizzling shits.
In
Let
AEW?
let's be honest. No one wants to see Mercedes Moné with 12 belts.
No.
I mean, one, you're diminishing independent wrestling by doing that.
Hmm.
That one woman that walked out on WWE could come in and just take over independent women's wrestling.
Right.
It's almost as bad as TNA if they try to book Tessa Blanchard at the top of the Knockouts division. You, yeah, I don't like it. I think there are better women. Um, I I think they missed the boat on Britt Baker.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't
Um,
understand what happened there.
they missed the boat on so many women. Taya Mello, on down the line.
Um,
The bunny,
oh yeah.
just great women's athletes that they just didn't know how to book because they didn't have the women's wrestling mind.
SE Scoops, by the way, has a story that there may even be a possibility of WWE buying TNA.
I mean, I think if they do, um, I think if I'm AEW, I need to reevaluate how I'm doing things
Right.
because that isn't going to work.
Yeah. Um, hmm. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Because whatever happens there is going to happen soon, I think.
Hmm. I
Hmm.
think TNA's deal is up in about 6 months or less.
Yeah. Hmm. All right. Um, I don't know. So what do you think is the long-term prognosis for AEW?
Well, their media rights deal is saving them right now.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a very good media rights deal. And
Yeah.
Eric Bischoff has alluded to that. If you have a good media rights deal, you can survive.
Right.
Now, uh, do they survive past this media rights deal? That's the larger question.
Hmm.
And they can. They have the talent. They just got to get the wrestling minds in there
Yeah.
to kind of just be like Tony. sign the checks, make big business decisions, but you cannot be creative because you can't separate Tony the businessman from Tony the fan.
I really think turning that, I really think doing that would turn everything around for them. I really do. There's so much potential there, so much talent, so much great talent, as you mentioned, that should be at the top. And listen, being able to do those big crowds like in Texas at All In, that's not nothing. That's not the sign of a dying promotion. So
people want to see this.
Well, yeah,
But
I want to
what
see them succeed. Yeah.
they want to see it in the right conditions.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the right conditions are not Hangman Adam Page at the top.
Right.
MJF is winning all these stupid rings and battle royals, and what's come of it? One title reign? Really?
Yeah.
John Moxley has had more title reigns than MJF.
Yeah. Yeah, Justin said if TNA Wrestling gets on Paramount and CW. Yeah, I mean, it would be and again, TNA, I think they would I don't know how much of an audience they'll draw if they're in a slot like that, but they're kind of I mean,
I think the big talk is USA.
yeah.
That's kind of the implication is USA Network.
USA would make sense because USA, of course, is a part of NBC Universal, as is Peacock, and that's been part of the reporting is that WWE is trying to leverage their relationship with NBC Universal to get them on there. Yeah. So
yes.
All right. Well, do we have anything else to say about AEW, or have we exhausted the subject?
I mean, their mistakes have been bigger than their successes. And that's a problem with the pro wrestling business.
Yeah.
Is if your mistakes, how they handled the CM Punk situation, horrible. And let me say this. And I said it during the CM Punk episode. CM Punk's words after All Out in their press conference, non-defensible. Should not happen.
No, I agree. Yeah.
But that's also on Tony Khan to nip that in the bud right when it's happening. Not sit there and say, oh, I should have addressed it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That was pretty bad.
And then you go on TV and say you felt like your life was in danger. And you release the tape when the tape vindicates CM Punk.
Right.
It's just like, what are you doing? So yeah, and then there's their just, yeah, I don't know. They're just a love affair with Chris Jericho. And yes, Chris Jericho is given a lot to AEW.
Oh, totally yeah. Cool. He was the first champion.
But at some point, and that was a major mistake, in my opinion.
Oh, what, making Jericho the first champion? Yeah, they should have gone with someone younger and fresher.
It should have been Kenny Omega.
Yeah, that would have been perfect, actually. I agree with you.
Like, people sit there and they're like, oh, well, you're bashing EVPs getting over. I'm not bashing the EVPs getting over. I'm bashing the EVPs putting themselves over when it doesn't make sense.
Right. Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega was the hottest talent in pro wrestling at that point.
It would have been a bigger statement if it had been him. Yeah.
Why wouldn't you do Kenny Omega?
Although, now if they hadn't gone with Jericho, though, we might have been deprived by one of the great backstage moments in wrestling history. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh God, don't say it. Don't do it, Matt. Don't do it.
A little bit of the bubbly. We might have been deprived of that. Hey, I could have pulled up the video and played it, but I
Please
chose
don't.
not to. But I chose not to. Am I not benevolent?
No, because I still
No.
had to endure hearing it.
I mean, that went viral at the time, which did bring AEW some attention, right? Because they had a
It did,
viral
and
clip.
and it was funny that he was pouring champagne on himself.
and I did love the Spinal Tap reference too, with the food. He's like, "There's a little guy in there." That was funny because Spinal Tap is my favorite movie, so I did appreciate the Spinal Tap reference.
Uh, yeah, I've never seen it.
You've never seen This Is Spinal Tap? Oh, you
No,
must. You would definitely enjoy it. You would love it.
I have not. Mainly because I'm not. I really have. I really don't care for Rob Reiner.
I think you could get past it and enjoy the movie, though. I
I mean,
think you would really enjoy the movie.
I do enjoy Princess Bride.
Yeah. And you're an
And
all aren't you an All in the Family fan? I thought you liked
I
All in the Family.
I'm Team Archie.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm Team Archie. I often find myself outside of the bigotry agreeing with Archie on a lot of things.
Okay. Outside of the
Mo-
bigotry. You want to make that clear though.
Yeah, outside of the bigotry.
Okay.
Like, although some of his bigoted comments I do chuckle at because it's
Well,
like
of course it's funny, but to me, All in the Family is the greatest sitcom in the history of television. But
I have it behind Seinfeld. I think Seinfeld really kind of changed what a
yeah,
sitcom was.
Seinfeld would be probably my number 2, actually. But
I actually have All in the Family number 3.
okay. What's
Eh,
your number 2?
Number 2, personal favorite, Married with Children.
Oh, okay. I could take it or leave it. It was funny, but
Out,
I would never go out of my way for it.
in my high school yearbook, when they asked that age-old question, "Where do you want to be uh, at our 20-year reunion?"
Yeah.
I said I wanted to be the human Al Bundy.
Yeah.
I wanted to sell women's shoes and just have a miserable life, but it was all made better by trips to the nudie bar.
Okay. Fair
And,
enough.
I did end up selling shoes for a
Okay.
while. I was a manager at Trade Home Shoes in Mason City, Iowa.
Well, you did it.
I did it. There were days I would wear my Al Bundy no ma'am shirt under my
Oh, yeah. No, ma'am. I remember that. I remember that. All right. So, anything we didn't cover on AEW
I
that you wanted to
I
say?
did I don't want people to misconstrued. I do
Okay.
want AEW to be successful
Yeah.
because you hit it perfectly. Rising tide, you know that line. Sorry.
Rising tide raises all ships.
There we go. Bada boom.
Yes.
I do agree with that.
Yeah.
I think it's accurate, and
Yeah.
AEW has all the tools to succeed.
Yeah.
They gotta make some major changes with how things work behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And if they can do that, fine. I mean, shit, bring Jim Cornette on. Yeah, you're gonna piss off a lot of
He doesn't.
people.
Yeah. I remember him talking about that though. Like, I think someone had asked him, a listener of his podcast had asked him, because they read what's his name, Brian Last reads questions from listeners. Somebody asked him about
Yep.
that if you'd ever do it, and he said no, he has no interest in going back to actively working in the but he makes so much money with that show and his Cornette's Collectibles, he doesn't need to go back.
Well, he's made so much money over the years. I mean,
Oh yeah,
keep in mind Jim Cornette came from money. His family was wealthy.
that's true. That's true. Yeah,
So Cornette really could pave his own way.
yeah, that's true.
And the money he's made over the years, he's lived from. If you listen to Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard, he lives quite frugally.
Yeah,
So he doesn't need the money. So if he's going to sit there and just say, "Hey, have no desire to return to the business," more power to him.
Can't blame him. Yeah.
No,
Um, the only
but
the only other,
someone like Jim Cornette needs to be
yeah,
in AEW.
that would fix just someone who understands long-term storytelling like Triple H does. And these guys are in the business, or these girls are in the business, or a team of people, whatever. That one thing would turn everything around for them. They're never going to catch up to WWE. That's impossible. But they could do much more consistent and just be in a much better place within the market if they made that one change.
And they have totally devalued their championship.
Yeah.
Hot shotting it back and forth, and like, what's your belt? What's your title even mean?
Yeah.
There are PLEs where their championship match hasn't been the main event.
Yeah.
What the hell are you saying?
The other thing that occurs to me too is I can't think of anything that WWE has done that has in any way directly benefited AEW, but there are definitely things that where AEW, I think, has unwittingly benefited WWE. CM Punk's return started with AEW, and his showing up, his surprise appearance that night at Survivor Series when he came back meant more because of AEW, his experience there, in my opinion. Otherwise it might not have even
I
happened.
agree.
Same with Cody Rhodes. We had that conversation. Now you did sway me, my opinion about that, about, would Cody Rhodes, would he have returned in the fashion that he did to WWE had it not been for AEW? You did sway me a bit, but it meant even more though. It meant even more than it would have otherwise because of
Yes.
AEW. And then WWE got to actually steal one of the EVPs from AEW. That ended up being a part of the whole thing. So there are, you can point to ways where AEW has been a direct benefit to WWE.
Stephanie Vaquer.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
You book her on one of your pay-per-views, but she doesn't have a deal.
Right. Yep.
And she tears the house down.
Yep. Because she's incredible. She's incredible.
Yeah. Good work. And I think that was one of their cross-promotional shows too. They did with like CMLL or something. It might have been Forbidden Door even.
I was going to say one of their Forbidden Door shows.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, they even have great international partnerships
that they do.
Don't use. They have a partnership with New Japan.
Yeah.
Like, why aren't they using that more?
Right. That's a good question.
Like, you're giving talents time off to climb fucking mountains, but not go over for one of the greatest pro wrestling events, the G1 Climax. Yeah. The hell are we doing?
Yeah. Yep.
Send dipshit Darby over there.
Well, I like Darby Allin, although the coffin drop scares
not.
Me. No, I like him. I like him.
He's a spot monkey.
But that move, the coffin drop, terrifies me when I see it. Good Lord. Terrifies me.
I think he's dangerous in the ring. I think he's a step above Sami Callihan with a little more ability.
Wow. Okay.
Shit show, mud show, flea market pro wrestler that likes his flippy do, dipsy do, dunkaroo spots that make no damn sense.
Yeah.
Endangering fans by being thrown through a giant pane of glass that isn't candy glass.
Oh, that's not good. No.
And shards bounce up and hit fans in the face, and then he gets sued.
Yeah. No, that's not good.
Yeah, no. And yeah, guy's a dipshit.
Well, he's young. Perhaps he'll mature.
No,
he's a young guy. He's a young guy, isn't he? Isn't he like in his early 20s?
I think he's in near 30.
Well, still.
Yeah, that makes him a bigger dipshit. There's nothing more sad and pathetic than an aging extreme.
Right. All right. So have we exhausted the subject of AEW, All Elite Wrestling?
Thank God.
So what are we doing for the main event next week? I don't think we discussed it, did
We
we?
did not. I think, we're gonna, I mentioned this to you a couple times.
Mhm.
I want to do a Gone Too Soon episode. Gone
Oh,
but not
yes.
forgotten.
Yep.
Talk about some legends that left us too soon or left us, and we still talk about them today.
I think
Rick
that's a great
Rude,
idea. Yeah.
Kurt Hennig, Owen Hart, guys and that means I will get to tell my amazing Rick Rude story
Oh,
that I
yeah, I
heard
do wanna
from
hear that. Yes. I
Jake
do
the
wanna hear that.
Snake Roberts.
Okay. Okay, good. So should we do that next week?
Yes, Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yep, of course, my favorite. I also think maybe too next week we should talk just we don't have to spend a lot of time on it, but WWE Unreal, which I really enjoyed. Jenny and I watched that and really enjoyed it, but maybe we should touch on that next week too.
We're gonna get clicks, Matt.
Oh, good, good. Okay.
We're
All right.
gonna get clicks.
All I'm gonna say is poor Chris Spark. Poor guy. All
Oh,
right.
he needs to put the mask back on. Goodness gracious.
All right. So I guess that'll do it. We'll put episode 14 in the books.
Yes, yeah. It was a
All
good
right.
episode.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, AEW, fix your shit.
Well, very good. Thank you to everyone who joined us on the live stream. And of course, thank you to everyone who gets us on the, remember to subscribe if you have not already to Tough Bumps on your favorite podcasting platform of choice. Eric, where should people go online to keep up with everything that you're doing?
They can visit on, let's see here. I'm a little tired today, so
Yeah.
it's been a rough week at work.
Yeah.
Instagram epilcher617, on X erpilcher319, Facebook Eric ERICH Pilcher PILCHER.
All right, very good. And you can follow me, mattconnerton.com is the easiest way to find me. And you can find the show there too. So the archive of the show.
And damn the Farmer's Almanac.
Oh yeah, Farmer's Almanac. Why do people believe in that? It's never right because they just make it up. They do. They just make it up. They have some secret formula. It's reputed to involve astrology. It's all just made up. And it's never right.
Matt, there are people that still believe in the MAGA movement.
That's true. That's true. Can't help some people. All right, we're out of here. Thanks, Eric. Thanks, everybody.